what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got a question here. Today we are going to be talking about lady problems. I got this email from Dane, and Dane has some lady problems that he needs some help with. If you want to check out my videos on lady problems, you can check out my playlist here. But today we're going to be talking about Dane's problem, which has to do with the ladies. So Dane says, "Hi John, I'm not sure if you've covered this before in another video, but I was hoping you could give me some advice with the ladies. It's not that I can't talk to them. I have many friends who are girls. The problem is that I can't make the transition from friend to boyfriend. Many of the people I have admitted to being interested in have told me they had no idea. Other times when I have tried to make it more obvious, it just felt awkward. I find that when I try to be subtle about my feelings, nobody gets the message, but when I try to be upfront about them, it's a big turnoff. How can I let women know that I'm interested in them without coming off as weird? Thanks, Dane." So here's the big problem, Dane, is that you're worrying about this. You're worrying about coming off as weird. You're trying to act as something that you're not. You're trying to be pleasing, right? The fact that you have written this email and that you've said these things shows that you are trying to be pleasing. You're trying to win approval. I've done some videos. You should probably watch a video I did about external validation, about trying to seek external validation. I think that will help you because that's what you're trying to do, and that's going to come off as weak, and that's going to come off as not attractive. You are a man. Go and say what you want and take what you want. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to violate people's boundaries and not to try to force yourself upon any woman, but what I'm saying is that you need to come at it from that perspective to say, hey, I'm not afraid to say that yeah, I was checking you out. Yeah, I like what I see. What can I say about that, right? That I'm not afraid to say that. That's fine. That's who I am. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to like that. That's cool. But that's what I'm about. Yeah, I like you, right? And I dig you, right? I'm sexually attracted to you. You can. I mean, I probably wouldn't phrase it that way. I probably wouldn't say, hey, what's going on? I'm sexually attracted to you. Would you like to, go out with me? That probably wouldn't work, right? I probably wouldn't do it that way. But you could just say, hey, I just noticed you from, I was just walking and I had to stop and just say hi. I have not seen someone with such stunning eyes ever before. What's your name? Right? Something like that. That's totally cool. That's fine, right? You need to indicate that. See, what a lot of guys try to do, and what you're probably trying to do, is I've talked about this a few times. I've done some long ass videos on this, so you can go definitely check out my playlist on being more of a man, and you can find some of those videos. But I've talked about this idea that you try to desexualize yourself, right? Because you're trying to appear as a nice guy and non-threatening. That's the opposite of what women want and are attracted to you. You want to be threatening. And I don't mean, like physically threatening. I mean that you want to be somewhat aggressive and intimidating. You want to be a man. You want to be dominant, and you want to project that and to project your sexual nature. You don't want to hide that because you're afraid of scaring people off. That's not going to be cool. That's not going to get you what you want. That's going to make you into the friend zone, and it's going to make you appear to be needy, and it's going to make it so that what you're trying to do is you're trying to establish these covert contracts with women. You're basically saying, look, here's the deal. I'm going to be really good friends, okay? I'm going to be really nice to you. I'm going to be very courteous to you. I might even bring you flowers and send you sappy love songs or love poems or whatever. And in return for that, you are going to love me back, or you're going to give me sexual favors, or whatever it is, or be sexually attracted to me, even though I'm not acting in the way that you want, what you actually desire as a woman, and I'm hiding all this sexuality. Once we've established that, and once you know that I'm a nice guy and I'm non-threatening, then we can go there. No, wrong. Sorry, doesn't work that way. You have to stand out. You think that every other guy, you think you're being different by being the nice guy. I did this video on being a nice guy. I don't know if I've already pointed to it, but you definitely want to watch that one. And it's a poor place to come from. You do not want to do this, right? Because when you are the nice guy, you actually are just like every other guy, right? You are the wuss. You're the needy person. You're going to have problems. You're never going to be attractive to a woman as long as you're needy, right? Women want something different than men want, and you have to understand what that is. And that's going to be the dominant, aggressive male that isn't afraid of his own sexuality, isn't afraid to say what he wants, isn't afraid what other people think of him, and literally doesn't give a shit about that stuff because he does what he wants to do. And expresses himself the way that he wants to express himself. So that's what you want to be. That's what you want to come across as. Again, it doesn't mean that you're just like being like an obnoxious asshole and being overly aggressive all the time and just like telling every hot chick that walks by that she's hot. She's heard that before. That's not going to work. But it means that you're not afraid to express yourself. You're not hiding your sexuality. That's part of who you are, and you're okay and you're comfortable with it. It doesn't make you blush. It doesn't make you hide. It doesn't make you shy. You can talk about it, right? And that you say very clearly what you want. I want this. This is what I want, right? It doesn't mean that everyone gives you what you want, but you state it clearly. And the more often that you do that, the less needy that you'll be, the less covert contracts that you'll have, which are these implicit contracts, which are basically create obligation and make people feel awkward and weird. And this is where you're getting this weirdness feeling, is that you've been setting this up. You haven't been direct. You haven't been honest about what you want. And then all of a sudden you spring this on a girl and she's like, oh, I had no idea that you liked me, right? Because in her mind, you're doing all this nice stuff for her. You were like had a crush on her, or you liked her in the kind of, creepy kind of stalker way. And then when you tell her you like her, she's like, oh, he's like sexually attracted to me. Ooh, that's weird. That's gross. Because she hasn't thought of you in that way, because you've neutered yourself in front of her. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying here? You don't want to come across as that. It'd be better to come across, if you're going to choose a spectrum, come across on the asshole side. Then you can work backwards from there and show that you're actually a genuinely kind person. I'm not even going to use the word nice guy. But once you're in the nice guy zone, you're done, bud. You're a neutered dog. What you've got nowhere to go from there. You're not going to come out of that zone. It's too late for you. You've come off as needy. You've come off as someone who cannot be direct and express themselves and say what they want. They're trying to be a people pleaser. They're trying to get external approval. It's just not going to go well for you. So that's what I would say about that. And also don't seek trying to get a girlfriend, right? This is silly. Instead, try to just go out with some women. Just try to like meet people and have a good time and have fun. And if it develops into an actual relationship, that's great. But do not come with that expectation, like looking for your quote next girlfriend. That's also going to come off as needy and creating obligations and expectations, which is going to come off as weird. Instead, be the guy that's having a good time. I enjoy my life. I say what I want. I get what I want. I do what I want. I don't care what other people think. If you want to come along with me and have a great time with me, let's fucking do it. Otherwise, too bad. I'm still going to have a good time on my own, or I'll find someone else who wants to have a good time with me. That's the attitude that you want to have. That's the winning attitude that is going to get you what you want, and that's going to be a lot better than coming off as needy or trying to figure out all this shit out, like how you can please someone else. This is you want to transition from that to saying, well, how can I be more authentic, the person that I want to be, and express that and not give a shit what other people think, as opposed to how can I engineer this just right so that I get what I want. I don't know. That's people are always going to see through that. If you like this video, go ahead and click that big subscribe button below. I am happy to give you my advice on all kinds of topics, not just programming stuff here. I do 2 to 3 videos a day. Click the subscribe button and you will get access to all of that free content. I will talk to you next time. Take care.